It's okay to take it slow. Your child's journey is unique, and every small moment is a victory. It's okay to take it slow. Your child's journey is unique, and every small moment is a victory.
If you're a parent of a child with autism, and some days feel way harder than you ever expected, if simple things like eating dinner, leaving the house, or even getting dressed turn into full-blown events, and if you've ever thought, why does everything feel so complicated? You're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. I want to talk to you today like a real person, not like a textbook, and not like a therapist reading off a clipboard. I work in behavior therapy. And I've worked with hundreds of families. And here's what I see over and over again. Parents who love their kids deeply, but feel overwhelmed, confused, and honestly, exhausted. Not because they don't care, but because they're getting advice from everywhere. One person says, just follow their lead. Another sees you need more structure. Someone on social media says that therapy is harmful. Another person says, if you don't start now, it's too late. Meanwhile, you're just trying to get through the day without someone screaming because the blue cup is missing. Here's something I want to say very clearly. Your child's diagnosis does not mean they can't learn. It means they're going to learn differently. And independence doesn't magically show up one day. It's something we teach slowly, step by step. And yes, that takes time. And yes, some days you will wonder if anything you're doing is working. That's normal. Let's talk about behaviors for a second, because this is where parents usually blame themselves. Tantrums, hitting, dropping to the floor, running away, refusing to move, screaming like you just canceled Christmas. Those behaviors are not random. They are communication. Your child isn't being bad. They're trying to tell you something with the tools they currently have. Sometimes they want something. Sometimes they want attention. Sometimes they want to get out of something. And sometimes their body just needs sensory input, and everything feels like too much. If a behavior keeps happening, it's because, in some way, it's working. And I know that can feel uncomfortable to hear. But this isn't about blame. It's about awareness. Here's a super common example. Your child wants a snack. You say, not right now. They cry. You say no again. They cry louder. They throw themselves on the floor like a dramatic soap opera scene. And eventually, you hand them something, maybe not the snack they wanted, but a yogurt, or a show, or your phone, just so you can breathe for 2 seconds. We've all been there. What your child learns is not, I communicated badly. They learn, if I keep going, something changes. That's how behaviors get stronger. Now, let's talk about communication, because this part is huge. One of the biggest questions parents ask is, will my child ever talk? The honest answer is, we don't always know. But what I do know is this. Almost every child will communicate in some way. Here's a mistake I see all the time. Again, no judgment. If a child can get everything they want without needing to communicate, they have no reason to practice communication. When parents say, he's so independent, he just gets his own toys, that's usually a red flag. Not because independence is bad, but because communication opportunities are missing. Communication starts with opportunity. That might mean putting favorite things just out of reach. Teaching, pointing, using pictures, celebrating any attempt to communicate, even if it's messy. And no, pictures do not stop kids from talking. In many causes, they actually help. They give kids a way to feel understood before they have words. Now let's talk about consistency, because this is the part nobody wants to hear. Consistency beats the perfect strategy. Consistency beats the fancy program. Consistency beats doing everything right for 2 days and then giving up. If a behavior works sometimes, it will keep happening. Kids learn patterns, not lectures. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to pick one thing and stick with it. 1% better every day. That's it. After a diagnosis, parents often feel pressure to do everything immediately. All the therapies, all the appointments, all the advice. Take a breath. You don't have to do everything right now. Start with what makes daily life easier. Communication safety, routines, and when you're choosing providers, trust your gut. If someone can't explain why they're recommending something, that's a problem. If someone dismisses your concerns and says, just trust the process, that's a problem. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to change providers. You are allowed to advocate for your child. I also want to say something about grief. Feeling sad, angry, or disappointed does not mean you don't love your child. But staying stuck in grief can keep you from moving forward. Your child doesn't need you to be perfect. They